What if anger is not the enemy? What if the real danger is suppressed anger? Maybe you felt this yourself. That pressure in the body, tight jaw, restless sleep, irritation that seems to appear from nowhere. Or that quiet sense that something inside you has been pushed down for too long. Most of us, or many of us, have been never taught what to actually do with anger. We were taught to suppress it, control it, hide it, smile over it. But anger does not disappear simply because it is denied. No. It goes underground. And underground it gathers force. The strange thing is this: anger is not only destructive, anger is essentially energy. It is life force under pressure. And when that force is consciously expressed through movement, art, writing, music, dance, breath, or creativity, something begins to transform. The same fire that destroys can also create. A person punches a wall. Another paints a masterpiece. Both may begin with that same fire. Science is now confirming something humans have always known. Suppressed emotion damages us. Chronic emotional repression has been linked to anxiety, depression, stress disorders, inflammation, even cardiovascular strain. The body remembers what the mind tries to exile and hide. But expression matters. There's a difference between conscious expression and unconscious eruption. One destroys relationships, the other transforms energy. This is why movement and creativity matter so deeply. Sometimes the body needs to complete something the mind cannot resolve alone. Sometimes anger needs rhythm, breath, sweat, sound, image, motion. Maybe you've experienced this after exercise, or dancing, painting, journaling, or even walking intensely through nature. Something shifts. The energy moves instead of stagnating. The psychologist James Hillman spoke about emotions as carriers of soul and imagination. Carriers of soul and imagination. He believed modern culture often pathologizes difficult feelings instead of listening to them. And maybe anger is one of the most misunderstood emotions of all. Because hidden inside anger is often a boundary that was violated. A truth that was silenced. A part of you refusing further diminishment. History shows this clearly. Entire societies have been reshaped through unresolved anger. Revolutions, wars, political extremism, violence, collective rage long enough eventually erupts outward. The 21st century alone reveals what happens when humiliation, resentment, and suppressed aggression accumulate without consciousness. Unexpressed anger does not disappear. No. It waits underground like magma. And we see this not only in nations, but in ordinary lives. People become emotionally numb, passive, fragmented, or suddenly explosive. Modern culture often rewards emotional suppression because numb people are easier to manage, easier to market to, easier to keep productive. But denied anger does not create peace. No. It creates disconnection. And strangely, many of the greatest works of art throughout history were born from inner conflict transformed into creative expression. Creativity does not require the absence of darkness. Sometimes it requires proximity to it. Maybe the task is not eliminating anger. Maybe the task is learning how to relate to it consciously. To sit beside the fire, rather than become consumed by it. To ask what anger is protecting. To ask what wants to be created through it. Because sometimes, beneath anger, there is grief. Sometimes there is vitality. Sometimes there is a truth. And when that force is given movement, when it is shaped through art, breath, sound, or expression, it ceases to be merely destructive. It becomes transformative.